If you are in the process of starting over, you want to hear this video. You'll want to listen to this video and listen to it again. I have survived a broken marriage, a relationship where I am not pointing finger at my ex or anyone else. I take responsibility for my action, whether they were small or big. I survived drinking liquor to the point that when I was going to church with my wife the first time when we met, it's like I was still sweating liquor. You can smell the liquor coming out of my pearls, in my on my hand, my whole skin, a matter of fact, my body. You could smell it. You could still smell the gin. I used to drink the cheapest gin that I can find. I've went to places that I wasn't supposed to go into. I'm talking about houses, movie theaters that was playing X-rated movie. I watched those things over and over again. Even while I was traveling on the ship around the world, this merchant ship, repairing their engines, working as a young man, I've watched those movies time and time again, fall asleep watching those movies. I've survived a mindset where I wanted to kill myself and hurt others because of the things that I've lost in that marriage, that broken marriage. I've survived a truck fire where I was in that truck. I was in that truck. The truck was on fire, burning. And at the last minute, God made a way for me to get out of that truck. When I touched the window the second time, the first time the window was still broken. For some, it might seem like it is a coincidence, or maybe you might want to say, I missed it the first time. But I know what I know. I know the first time when I go and I was touching, trying to find a way out because this truck, I just picked it up, did not know where most of the accessories, where they was located, because I was still hustling, trying to get to Savannah, Georgia to deliver this load. I make sure I know the things, the ones that I need to know, the windshield wiper and other little things. But the major things I said to myself when I get there or when I get home, then I can go through the truck and learn everything as I go along. But little did I know that that truck was going to caught on fire. And I escaped with my life out of a window. And I have to give credit to God, the creator, the source of my life, who helped me to get out of that truck. So you might see a young man and you might wonder, how is he, or how has he done this? Today he is thriving. Today he have a wonderful marriage, a blissful marriage. Today he still own his own business. Today he is still doing his thing, still working out, still taking care of his family. And it's all because of this one thing. I never gave up. I never gave in. My why. I want to talk about my why, not the why. My why. And this why is, why do I do what I do? Why do I do what I do? Not the why, but my why from my experience. My why is, it's because I love others, because I love people. I've seen the struggle of other men, how they have struggled with substance abuse. I've been there, I've done that. I've seen those who were hurt because of a relationship. They are separated now from their children, from their family. They didn't want that. I did not want that. I wanted reconciliation, but it did not work out that way. But it hurts me so bad knowing that I have to be apart from my family, knowing that I have to be apart from my kids, my children. I'm living in one place, they are living in another place. Did not know how this was going to work out. Scared, scared out of my mind, thinking of a way out. And one of the way out is to hurt myself and hurt others, or hurt others before I hurt myself. And I think that would have bring it to an end. Did not know that there was a second chance awaiting me. There was a second chance for me. And a matter of fact, I have to put it this way. I did not know that God has plans for me to be here today, talking to you, helping you, those of you who are still struggling with substance abuse, watching X rated movies, went through a divorce, and you now have that hatred in your heart, that resentment that you feel like you can't let it go, that you're hurting so bad. It is like your right to now give an eye for an eye, a tooth for tooth. You were hurt, you want to respond with hurt. You feel like it's your right. But I'm here to tell you that never solved anything. It never solved anything. For me, what solved it, it's me willing. I was willing to work on myself. I know within me there was a purpose. I know within me there was a reason why I'm here today. And that's why I share what I'm sharing today. Because you know what? The reason why I didn't share it earlier, because I was afraid and I was ashamed. I was thinking to myself, what would people who knows me and now hearing my story, what would they say about me? How would they think about me? How would they perceive me? But when I look at the bigger picture, like they said, like it is written in the scripture, it says, they overcome by their testimony. You have a testimony to share. You probably went through some things in life. I have a testimony to share. That's why I call this my why, not the why, because this is my experience. And because I love people, I said that earlier, because I love young people as well. I've seen their struggles, those whose parents have split up, went apart, those who now is seeking for love in all the wrong places because they wanted their parents to be together so bad, and they're feeling so much pressure now that parents divorce and this one is living over there, that one is living over there. They have to bounce between two houses. Sometimes, I'm not saying all the time. Sometimes they are not treated right. Sometimes they run away from home trying to find love. Sometimes they're being abused and they run away. And because of all that, I feel like with my experience, what I have overcame, overcame that alcohol addiction, overcame watching those X-rated movie. I love what the commercial said. There was a commercial that says, "A mind is a terrible thing to waste," and I find that out later on in as I get older, how important the mind is, how powerful the mind is. I find that out later, and that's one of the reasons why now today I don't go to sleep with anything in the background that does not edify my spirit. Anything that does not builds me up, I don't want it playing while I'm sleeping. I don't want that because I don't want my subconscious mind to receive those things, those negative thoughts, those negative music, those negative movies, all that cursing, all that screaming, all that stuff. I don't want that to be picked up while I'm sleeping unconsciously. You know, the spirit never sleeps. So I've always make sure what I am listening to is something that can edify my spirit, something that can build me up. Like the scripture said, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of God. And it says, you cannot worship God, or whoever worship God must worship God in spirit and in truth. It have to be spirit to spirit. So you feed your spirit with the word that edifies you, because as within, so without. So I have to work on myself first of all, because I know if I'm going into a relationship, I cannot go into the relationship the way I was. I had to be willing enough to take a step to clean myself up, because also I recognize, I was aware that there is some reason why I am here today. There is a reason, because I'm driving down the road when I was going through that divorce, driving my truck, have my own business. And I'm thinking that's a good place right there to end it right now. I'm thinking that in my mind. And then I can hear the voice of my mother as she used to bring us into her room at night and teach us how to pray. And I can hear this spirit, her spirit saying to me, Would a son of God or would a child of God do something like that? And I began to recognize that there is greatness in me. There is something in me that I need to leave here on earth. I've heard someone say, I don't know who started this, but they said that one of the greatest places, I think the first place I heard this was through Miles Monroe, great man. He said that one of the richest places in the world is the cemetery. I couldn't understand that because as a young man, the first thing come to my mind, everything in the cemetery is dead. But he was talking about the dreams and the goals and the books and the movies, all the things that they didn't do while they was alive, the gift that they had, and went back, make their transition out of this world, never completed those things. So I know within myself that there is something here for me to do while I was here on earth. And I recognize it today. And that is to work with men who have gone through a divorce or who want to strengthen their relationship. Being there, done that right at the door, at the cross line, where I felt so much pain, so much heaviness, so much disconnection that I wanted to end it. The advice that I was getting from some of my friends even make it worse. So I know, brothers, I know exactly what you might be going through if you are facing the same thing that I went through. I'm not saying every situation is the same, but I'm saying from my experience, my why I do what I do. You watch me, you listen to some of my program, you went to my website at nelsonrobertsonsenior.com and you have seen the program that I have there. And these program I built, I put together from my experience because I don't want to see another man going through what I've went through if I can help it. And if they went through that thing, I want to be able to be there to help them to come out of that stronger because I believe that we are here to be the best version of ourselves, to evolve and to be that best father, that best friend, that best lover, that best protector, that best provider. But I do know one thing though, we cannot do it on our own. We need each other. And we do need the creator, the God, the source of all life. I believe that if I wasn't connected to that vine somehow with the seed that my mother has planted in me, I wouldn't have made it today. I would not have made it where I am today. I would not have had that mindset that I have today, wants to help other people. I would have seen women, other women in a negative plight. I was seeing them the way a lot of men see them, call them to be. Everyone is bad. They're out to get your money. They're out to get this from you. That's all they want. All those negative things. And that's why so many of them could never have a good relationship. They could never have a stable relationship because of their thoughts, because they never let go of the past. I had to be willing to let go of the past and learn and understand that that past did not define who I am today. I was still a hard worker, still a good friend, still a good father, still a good lover. But it takes me renewing my mind, change the way I was thinking, change the way I see the world, change the way I see others to come back, to bounce back, and now living a wonderful life, having a blissful marriage. And remember this. Let me drop this on you too. I didn't just go and pick someone and say, I want you. No, I didn't just do that. I prayed. It said, ask and it shall be given, seek and you shall find, knock and the door shall be opened unto you. I prayed to God, the source of life, who knows everything, infinite intelligence, who sees and knows everything. And I asked him, I said, I need your help. Direct me to the right one. And I have the right one today. I don't look back and said, I wish I could have. I don't look back and try to go back and men's thing. What I did, I take those pieces that I've learned and I use those pieces, those nuggets, as stepping stone to become a better man. And today I am. I'm not saying that I don't have my struggles in life. I'm not saying temptation doesn't come, but guess what? I am stronger and better than I was. And the things that I've learned, communication, one of those, I've learned how to communicate better. I've learned not to shut down. Those are things that I would talk about. I will talk to you about later on in other videos. How I used to shut down for days, get angry. I had anger problems. Yes, I wasn't going around beating everyone up, but at the same time, it was still anger. It was just coming out in a different way. I get angry. I didn't want to talk, and then I just shut down. The conversation, the communication just shut down, and that is not good. It is not good. So, brothers, you are not too old. You haven't gone too far. You still have that chance. All you got to do is to be willing to make a difference, willing to make a change in your life. You have to be willing. Like they said, you can take a horse to water, but you can't make the horse drink. The horse have to want to drink so that they can drink for themselves. You can keep them there all day long until that horse wanted water. It will not drink. You have to be willing. So many people will say, well, or some men will say, I'm growing. I don't need anybody to tell me anything. Like the Bible said, don't despise wise counseling. Those are things that if I did continue, if I did bring them with me, if I didn't take the time to work on myself, to free myself from all the baggage, I would have never had this relationship today that I'm having right now. I would have never have that if I didn't make up in my mind that I'm going to stop drinking. Some people say I can't stop, and some never did. The willpower, everything that you need is right inside of you. Sometimes you just have to know how to tap into it. And sometimes like it just need a spark, just like a battery. You jumpstart, the car's ready to go. It starts on its own from that battery, from that spark, and it's ready to go. You give it a push start, you bump that clutch, and it's ready to go. It's going on its own. Sometimes you just need someone to encourage you. And who's best to encourage you? Someone who's been there and know exactly what you're talking about. I know how hurtful it is to go through a divorce. I know how scary it is to know that you have to give up your house. I know how scary it is to know that now you have to do all these things on your own, things that you have never done before. I know how scary it can be to the point that you want to kill yourself because you don't want to start over. But when you understand, like they said, behind every cloud, there's a silver lining. When you understand and you can see that silver lining, you can see that little light, and you decide in your heart that you're not going to stay down. You're not going to stay down. You have seen people who have bounced back from this before, and you're going to go towards that light. That's the hope right there. That's the step that you need right there. You take that small step, and guess what? You're going to get to your destination because I had to take that step. I realized I still have my responsibility, my kids. I paid my child support. I pay even more than they asked. And I paid all the way to the end. I made up in my mind I'm not going to bring this embarrassment into this marriage where when we go out, someone is smelling me. I smell like liquor because I drank so much cheap liquor. I made up in my mind I'm going to stop watching those movies so that when me and my wife together, I'm not thinking that I'm with someone else. I'll be able to appreciate her for who she is, and not thinking about someone else. I have to make up in my mind that the anger issues, I have to bring that under control. I have to get a hold of that, work on myself, be able to receive constructive criticism, all these different things. It's like a seed. If you don't sow it, if you don't put it in the ground, you can have it in your hand all day long and it will not produce a fruit. And you can go hungry. But if you want to eat, if you want the fruit, you'll have to put it in the ground. You have a part to play as well. And one of the things that really helps me is to stop looking at others and pointing the finger and look at myself. Like I said, take the beam out of your eye first so that you can help someone else. If you don't take the beam out of your eye and you try to help someone, you will mess that person's eye up. But when you take it out of your eye, you can see clearly to help that person. In other words, when I work on myself first, I'll be able to respond to that person in a more positive way than getting angry and shut down again. I survived a broken marriage, almost, almost to the point want to kill myself. Well, I wanted to kill myself, but every time I look at a place and I thought that was a good one, I can hear the voice of my mother. I can hear her spirit speaking to me from the seed that she sowed into me. I've survived that burning truck. That right there was an eye opener to me. It was an awakening saying that you still have work to do in this earth. And that's why I love men and their family. I love to help them. I know the responsibility that they have. I know the responsibility that these brothers have. I know it's not easy to get up every day and to go to work early, come home late. I know it's not easy sometimes when you want to relax and someone call and ask you for help for you to get up and to go and do what you need to do as a husband, as a father. I know what it's like when you have to prioritize cutting the grass so that you can have the weekend for yourself and your family. I know what it's like when you're tired, but yet you control that emotion that said, don't go or get angry or try to blame someone else. I know what it's like. But yet, you stand firm with your responsibility. You stand firm, you didn't give up. And that's what we're here to do to help other men, to embrace them in their responsibility so that they can evolve and to be the best version of themselves. I had good people around me who helped me, good people, good brothers who I could have depend on. But most of all, I had to depend on the Creator. I have to lean on what the Word says. And it helps me to bring things under control that today I am here talking to you. I don't drink anymore. I can't stand movies with cursing in there. I'm not saying they're bad and they're going to take you any place or whatever. It's my choice because I believe that my mind, it is so important that I keep my mind free of these negative things. Anything that does not edify my spirit, I don't want to be a part of that. And I'm not condoning and condemning anyone. Every man have their own choice to make. Every man. I work on anger because, like it says, anger rested in the bosom of a fool. I don't want to be a fool. Anger can take you to a place where you will regret saying things. Words cut like a knife. Words are powerful. So I work on myself. And here I am today, being renewed, transformed, born again. You can call it whatever you want, but I am not the same old man that I used to be. And I'm grateful for that. And that's my why. I love helping other men. I love to see the family union be built strong, keeping our kids off the street, keeping our kids from abuse, keeping our men strong and healthy to evolve and become the best version of themselves that the Creator expected of them. He said, I know the plans that I have for you. You still can be married and still have a very successful life. You still can achieve your goals and your dreams in life and still have your family incorporated in all of that, not separated, not pushing them away. Still, if you love to fly your RC planes, if you love to play pool, you still can do those things and still have a blissful marriage. You still can be successful. Start your business, do whatever you want, and still have a blissful marriage. It's up to you. You don't have to live in fear. You don't have to allow anger to control you anymore. And this is why I do what I do. This is why I coach other men, teach other men to work on themselves first, to build a version of themselves so that when their family come together, they can feel it, they can see it, they can see the transformation, total transformation mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially. Yes, I am a living witness of that. And I thank God today that I'm here and I can share my why with you. Why do I do what I do? Because I love to see family evolve, strong family, strong head of households, children feeling the love within the home. Don't have to run away and seeking for love in all the wrong places. And I believe that a man could have that without being burnt out, trying to make ends meet. And later on in their life, like they call it midlife crisis or whatever they call it, you are at the place where you regret you've been married or you feel like you're giving everybody everything and you have nothing for yourself. Learn how to prioritize, learn how to find a balance in life so that you are not being burned out and you still can give your family the best version of yourself. This is Nelson. Don't forget to check us out at Nelson Robertson Senior HOH, and also check out our website. Yes, our website at nelsonrobertsonsenior.com. There's a free bundle that I want you to get. Go there, download that. It can help. It will help you to get the ball rolling as far as transforming, renewing your mind so that you can live the best version of yourself and experience this wonderful, blissful relationship. Don't forget to subscribe. Yes, please don't forget to subscribe and invite someone to the channel or share this video with them. So until next time, I love you guys. Peace. Continue to renew your mind and enjoy your transformation one step at a time. And remember this, a renewed mind will not just change the way you live, it will change your lifestyle. Again, love you guys. Peace. This is Nelson Robinson Sr., and we out.